It is Monday. You guys ready for it? Yep, there's a lot going on this week. I actually have sort of preliminary interviews scheduled with people from a number of different publications to start getting the word out about my book and everything like that. So it's going to be a busy, busy week. But today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what are the two first steps to recovery? The very two first steps that you have to start with. Hey, Autumn, nice to see you. Woohoo! Got some good profits, didn't we? Hey, Jay, what's up, man? And Andreas, good to have you. So, because I've been thinking about some of the topics that I would want to discuss if I am on a TV show. So coming up, I'll be potentially doing some different TV interviews and stuff for the book. And I've been thinking about what are the types of things I want to talk about on these interviews. And I'm great. I'm good. I'm glad to hear you are too, Jay. And so one of the things I realized is just some of the different steps that help us. So today I wanted to talk about what are the two very first steps to recovery from abuse, to recovery from, any kind of thing like that. What are the first two steps we have to take? And I realized the first one is actually to recognize what happened, to actually be able to articulate what happened to us, and to be able to articulate what was wrong about it and what was right about it. Hey, Isaac. So for instance, there's oftentimes when people are in different types of abusive situations, they're not actually sure if what they're experiencing is abuse. They're not even sure, was it my fault? Was it that person's fault, right? There's just all kinds of confusion around the whole topic. So that's why using the framework and really understanding, was my boundary crossed? How did it happen? When did it happen? Who did it, right? In what way was I crossed, right? Was it a violation of my property right in my body? Did somebody touch me without my permission? Was I coerced into something I didn't want to do? Right? Was that an example of undue pressure, manipulation, control, coercion, you see? So that's the first thing, is to recognize what happened and be able to clearly articulate it. And you can use the framework. This is one thing the framework is so powerful for, is to be able to identify exactly where the violation took place. And even if there was a violation, right? Because there may be times when we feel like we've been hurt or something, and maybe there wasn't a real violation. So when we recognize that, we can also just let that go, and it doesn't have to be a big hurt in our lives. But a lot of times there is a violation of some sort. Somebody is, using coercion, manipulation, control to force you to do something, or to get you to do something you wouldn't otherwise do. And that's a topic we talk a lot about. And that could be, anywhere from turning over your money, your time, sexuality. It could have happened when you were young, right? Different violations of your body. So really recognizing, okay, I see clearly that this was wrong. This was not right. And then once I identify that, right? This is really critical. You don't want to go on to the next step until you can really identify exactly what went wrong and how it went wrong. Because the next step is taking responsibility. Not taking responsibility for the violation. That's not what we're doing, right? If you were a victim and you were young and, somebody did something to you, somebody touched you inappropriately, somebody beat you, whatever that is, that's a violation. That violation is complete. It is done. That's what happened. And just being able to honestly recognize and say, I see, this is what happened, okay? And validate that in yourself, being validated that you were right. If you felt like something was wrong, if you felt like this doesn't feel right, this doesn't feel like love, this doesn't feel, there's something wrong here, right? I'm not sure what it is. This, knowing how to use that framework will validate you. It will validate that sense you had. Maybe you just had it as a child. Maybe you were being told that this is okay, or this is what we do in our family, or whatever that is. but you just had a sense that it wasn't good, that it wasn't right, okay? Understanding and using that framework will validate your sense, and you'll be able to see clearly, this is what was wrong, this is why it was wrong, okay? That's the very first step, is validating what you experienced and being able to see it clearly. The next step is responsibility. Now, why do you have to take this step? This is taking responsibility not for what happened in the past, taking responsibility for your own happiness right now in this moment. Recognizing and saying, look, that bad thing happened. Somebody absolutely violated me. This happened, okay? But right now in this moment, I am the only person who can do anything about my own happiness. I'm the only person who has control over my happiness and healing. It's only me, right? I can't rely on my parents. I can't rely on other people. I can't rely on the people who violated me. They really have nothing to do with my happiness anymore. I'm an adult now. I'm grown up. Even if you're not grown up, I think I was like 12 when I realized this, when I realized that it really was up to me and I had to take responsibility for myself. So at any age that you are mature enough to recognize this, you can recognize this and you can take that on, because that gives you power. Once you recognize that I am responsible, then I get to seek my own happiness. I have the power and control to go after my own happiness. Jay's asking, what moment in happiness in life? Jay, maybe can you explain what you mean by that question? So it is if you're talking about what do I mean by happiness in life, then what I'm talking about is that inner joy, that peace, that sense of fulfillment, healing, being able to let go of the burden and the stress and the resentment and the anger and all of that stuff that you can carry with you, right? The emotional triggers that can continue to jeopardize your relationships going forward into the future. There's just so much baggage, so many core wounds that we can carry if we were abused or traumatized when we were young. And so but what I'm here to tell you is that actually those things can go away. You can release those things. You can actually heal from those things. So you're not carrying the triggers, the emotional triggers, the frustration, the anger, the resentment, the pain. You don't have to carry that with you in your life. And I'm an example of that fact, that you really don't. You really can come through to the other side and be happy. Hi, Raina. So, hey, Oscar. So this is what I'm talking about. And this is how you do it. This is the path. This is the step one, recognize what happened, validate it. Step two, and really see it clearly, right? Validate what happened to you, recognize that it was a violation and how it was a violation and exactly what happened, and be able to really identify and see it clearly. And that validates yourself and your experience. Step two is to say, I totally see this happen. I was not at fault. This person did this to me. However, right now, I'm the only one who has any control over my own happiness, because our happiness is internal, right? It's internal. It's within our conscious awareness. So we are the only ones that get to control that. So that's why that's the second step. That's the second step, taking full responsibility, recognizing in a way it doesn't matter what happened in the past, because those people can't help me anymore, right? Those people can't. If I am waiting for them to apologize, if I am waiting for them to change in order for me to be happy, I have put my power, I have given them my power. Why would I give my power to somebody who abused me? Why would I give control over my happiness to somebody that abused me? That just doesn't make sense at all, right? It's completely illogical to give control over your happiness and power to someone who abused you. And we do that when we say, I can't heal or be happy until you apologize, until you do something for me, right? Until you are punished. If we say we can't be happy until something happens to somebody else or someone else does something, then we have given the power of our own happiness into their hands. And don't know about you. I don't want to give the power of my happiness into the hand of somebody who abused me, somebody who proved that they were not a loving, good person, or at least that they had really bad ideas in their mind, right? So why would I do that? I just forget it, right? That's ridiculous. No. So accepting, okay, right now, the only person who can make things better for me is me. That's it. And once you recognize that, you take back your power. You take back that strength, right? And then you know, okay, if I am responsible, then I have the power to do it. Then I'm going to go find ways to do it. I'm going to go find ways to heal. Hi, Layla. That is the key, right? Once I realize it's within my power, I'm not waiting on anybody else, then I can go find ways to do it. And there are so many amazing and beautiful techniques out there that can help us to heal and help us to recover from trauma, from abuse, even just from neglect or abandonment. I mean, there's so many ways in which all of us experience these difficult and traumatic events in our lives. And some can seem like they're big, some seem like they're really small, but they impact us. So those are the first two steps, okay? The first step, right? Recognize and validate what happened and understand exactly what happened. And we use the framework, the property rights framework that I've explained, we use that to identify exactly how and where the violation occurred. And then step two is to recognize that I own me. I own my body. I own my emotions, my thoughts, my actions. It's all in me. And if I own it, then I control it and I am responsible for it. So that means I am responsible for my own happiness. And I get to get out there and I get to pick what I'm going to be. I get to pick if I'm going to be happy or not. I get to choose, right? I don't have to put that power, responsibility in anybody else's hands. It's mine. I'm claiming it back. Okay? So those are the first two steps on the road to recovery for any kind of trauma, any kind of thing that you've suffered or gone through. Those are the first two steps to recovery. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I hope that you feel empowered knowing that you are the one that has control over your happiness and your life. Okay? Jay says, okay, good. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, get out there and go for it this week. It's a Monday. Right? Remember that nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take your power away from you because nobody can make you feel anything, right? They can do something to you, but there's a split second there between that where you choose. Am I going to be angry about this? Am I going to let this upset me? Right? Nobody can make you feel anything. Your thoughts, your emotions, they're internal to you. You get to choose. So take that with you, and hopefully that'll help make your week a little easier. All right. All right. Lots of love to you, Autumn. Thank you for the hearts, the claps. So nice to see you, Jay, Cosmic, Sunday, everybody that's on. I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Although tomorrow you might see me in a little different position because I've got to get my hair cut. So I might end up going live from that. But I will see you all soon. Bye.